This KFAN podcast is sponsored by Builders and Remodelers, exclusive Twin Cities provider of Elements Windows. Get the highest quality windows at unmatchable value. Visit buildersandremodelers.com for more details.
The Power Hour, it's live. KFAN.com/watch is where you can find it. It's all thanks to Quantum Fiber. Your world unleashed.
That's right.
Cool.
Okay. I never can tell what's real and what's not real on the internet anymore.
In terms of what? What are you looking at?
Russell Wilson's career in jeopardy as Giants make a last-minute quarterback decision amid $31 million star's rumored exit. Didn't he just get there?
I think that's a long way of saying that they are possibly going to draft Shedeur Sanders.
Did they get him for a song or something like that? Could they let him go and it not be a big deal? If you know what I mean? That doesn't matter. I stopped caring a moment ago.
Yeah. It's all right.
Sorry.
Well, don't forget, though, you got to remember this. The salary cap is a myth. So if they just sign somebody to a bunch of money, it doesn't really matter. You can just sign somebody else.
Correct.
Salary cap's an illusion. Like a David Blaine magic trick.
Right.
Well, Marnie, you're just gullible. You're falling for big money in big football.
Yeah.
Two industries that have fooled us for years.
Okay. Well, that and the space program are my blind spots.
Exactly. So, space program also has no salary cap. They can spend as much money as they want to send people to space.
Is that true, Zach?
It was in the 70s, yeah.
Yep.
Or 60s, I should say. And 70s.
In 80s and 90s. And 2000s and 2010s.
And today's hits.
Speaking of today's hits.
Whoa.
How about Penn and Teller's coming back to the Ren Fest this year?
Oh, no kidding.
How about that?
Back where they started.
Isn't that cool?
50 years ago.
Really awesome.
Penn and Teller performing a special one-day-only show at the Minnesota Renaissance Festival later this year. They performed for the first time together at the festival in 1975.
That's so cool.
Now they're returning to where it all began to celebrate their 50th anniversary on August 16th.
How is that going to work? I've never been to the Ren Fair. My girls love it. Do they have a
They have like
theater
three different ones.
that is going to be able to hold something, though, that might be this cool?
It's a great question. I don't know how big the biggest one is. They have small amphitheaters.
Yeah. They just have like big outdoor. I bet they'll put them in the biggest capacity thing that they have. Because it's outside. It's like a small village that they recreate. So they'll have enough room.
Yeah, the Ren Fest
maybe they'll make something special.
Right. Sauce, why don't you dress up as Friar Tuck and you get nostalgic as well?
Okay.
Because this has got to be close to the 30-ish or so year anniversary of that. So you could celebrate 30 years of being Friar Tuck, Penn and Teller, 50 years of performing together, and we put it together.
That's
you just
a good idea.
Wander around the Ren Fair.
That sounds warm, though.
What was it that I saw with Penn and Teller? Was it part of the Saturday Night Live documentary or something?
They were...
were they hosts or something one time and Teller almost got stuck in a
Washing machine?
In the water?
In the water. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about? And he almost drowned. Mm-hmm. Was that on Saturday Night Live?
It might have been.
Oh,
I think it was the Saturday Night Live.
Getting old.
Was it?
I'll look it up, I guess. I'd love it if I could just remember things these days.
I think I saw it too. Was it on like one of the Peacock things about SNL?
Could be. I just know that they had this trick and it worked really well in Dress, and they did it again during the show, and he almost drowned. Like, I think literally on live television.
Oh,
wow.
But that could be a bit as well, because that's kind of their bit, you know? Man, it would be great to have those guys on.
That show that they do, I've stumbled across it a couple of times. That what is that called? Fool Me or something like that?
Fool Us.
Yeah, Fool Us. It's a little frustrating as a viewer because when they figure it out, and they almost always do, right? When they figure out the tricks, they talk kind of in code to the person pulling off the trick, and then the person will be like, "Yeah, they got it." But then I'm sitting at home going, "Well, you didn't tell the rest of us how you did it." And I understand that's like the magician's code.
That's a funny line to walk. Isn't it?
It is because it's them kind of giving the wink, like, "All right, we see how you did this, but we're not going to tell anybody." Well, it's like, I want to know how you did it.
Yeah.
Well, it's a frustrating show. I like it, but it's frustrating. So I don't.
No payoff for you, the
exactly.
viewer.
Frustrating. They're one of the longest running shows in Vegas. They've been at the Rio for a very long time. I did not know that.
Yeah, they're currently doing regular shows.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like in 2024, 20.
Yep, and anybody that's been to the Rio can vouch for this. So the World Series of Poker, before it moved to the Strip, was all the way down past the Penn and Teller Theater, past Hash House, a Go-Go. That little area of the Rio, really nice. The Convention Center, Breakfast Place, Penn and Teller Theater. The rest of the Rio should be burned to the ground.
There's a cool, at the top of it, like a bar at the very top of the building that's pretty sweet. I went up there with Brian Oak one time and drank a giant fruity drink.
That sounds right.
We might have made out.
Well, that's hot. That's hot.
So I don't remember.
I've walked past the Penn and Teller Theater a billion times, never gone in. I've heard great things about it. Those guys are fantastic. I'm sure it'd be super cool. The Ren Festival would probably be a pretty good place to see them.
Man, I got to tell you.
50 years of nostalgia.
I love magic shows, but they freak me out. Especially if they do death-defying things like that. It's like watching Evel Knievel do a jump. Freaks me out a little bit.
Yeah, it scares me.
It is weird. I saw David Copperfield one of the first times I went to Vegas with my dad. So this is like 20 plus years ago. And it is so trippy to be 50 feet away and not have any freaking idea how they just pulled something off. It kind of blows your mind.
So cool.
It is really cool.
That is one of the best shows I've ever seen. Dude, Copperfield was fantastic.
Yeah, he's fantastic. That was 20 years ago. I'm sure he still holds up. I'm sure it's still just as good. Paul, your hands up.
The Rio?
Yeah.
On May the 4th?
Yeah.
Star Wars Day.
Say it.
Is having
Say it.
The Empire Strips Back, a burlesque parody.
That was here recently.
So wait.
Was it really?
Yeah, that was here for a couple weeks recently in December.
Male and female strippers?
This looks like this looks like a lady.
I think it's both.
Chewbacca's in it. That's better, Chewbacca.
Sauce, do an impression of anyone from Star Wars. Your choice.
What if I just talk normally and you just go, man, that was Jabba the Hutt?
Oh.
See, now I made you feel bad for me, so now I don't have to do it.
Well played.
Thank you.
I can't find anything about the New Drown.
Wait, can we hear Hawks? Who's the
Watto.
Star? Yeah, can we hear your Watto?
If I give one to you, I gotta give to everybody else.
Matumbo.
Watto.
I get them mixed up.
Martin, you ever seen a magic show in person?
Wisconsin Dells.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
best, right? Rick Wilcox.
Sure, yeah.
I talk about it all the time on the show. He does a great job.
Yeah, in his own theater as
Yes.
well, the Rick Wilcox Theater.
You're the only person I've ever known who saw that besides me.
Oh, really?
It's the best.
It's pretty cool.
He makes a car appear out of nowhere, and you sit there going, how in the hell did you just do that?
Pretty cool.
Incredible.
Yeah.
So you've spent time at the Dells, right? Because you used to do that bit where you had to go for work, right?
Yeah.
Where you're like broadcasting live from the wave pool in the background, right? At like Noah's Ark or something. Did you ever go to the Tommy Bartlett water skiing show?
Yeah.
Oh, you've seen it. And?
Entertaining. Super entertaining. Not sleight of hand and magic, but
Backflips off of ramps and
yes, the old pyramids like the
Pyramids,
Go-Go's.
Yeah.
What are you leading?
No, just
to?
that's there's a handful of things that are just staples, at least in terms of advertisements around the Dells, and the Tommy Bartlett show is one of them. Rick Wilcox is another one.
Absolutely.
Like the Ripley's Believe It or Not, downtown Dells. That's fun for about 5 minutes. But there's some cool things there. I love the Dells. I'm one of those guys.
Well, there's a lot to love.
Yep.
And I've been to Wisconsin Dells in the winter as well, and it's just a small town. It's like population, I want to say less than 5,000, maybe 3,000 people with an Amtrak station. But in the summertime, man, it is hopping. There's traffic.
Yeah.
It's loaded.
It's the best.
Fun.
So much fun for the kiddos.
Wonder what percentage of people who actually live in Wisconsin Dells work outside of something in the tourism business. I mean, maybe, the grocery store owner and even hotel owners. Like, their life is so different for 3 months out of the year.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of snowmobiling, I think, in the winter.
By the way,
A lot of drinking
that
lineies.
sounds fun.
it was 1985, and Penn and Teller were on Saturday Night Live. Madonna was the host. And 1985 was the year, right? 1985 might have been the year that everybody had their 1 year on Saturday Night Live. Am I right about that?
The Robert Downey Jr. year.
right.
Yeah, there's a whole article where Penn and Teller
lost
talk
years
about
or whatever.
the weird years.
Yeah, and I'm watching it right now. And Teller is in a tank full of water, and he almost dies here. If you want to watch it, 1985 Penn and Teller on SNL.
I don't know if I do.
Yeah.
That's depressing.
Yeah.
But he survived it.
Yeah, he did. He made it. He's still with us. Or it's somebody who looks just like him, much in the same way.
Prestige.
Yes, of The Prestige.
Oh.
One of the
Which is
all-time
magic
great
movie
movies.
as well.
Yeah, that's a great film.
One of the all-timers.
And another great magic movie is Magic Mike.
You love all three of them, right?
Very similar
The
to
third
The
one's
Prestige.
kind of sad. I don't like watching the third one. It makes me very sad. That young man's
Go on.
no longer good in erection.
Oh, that's sad.
It's sad for everybody.
Show's over.
Yeah.
You know who loves magic and is very good at it?
Ryan Gosling.
One of the new Timberwolves owners, Mark Lowry.
Really?
He will do little sleight of hand tricks for just conversation in a bar. He's done one for me where he asked me, what was it? The date, like he whittled it down to my birthday, like month, day, year, or something like that. And he pulled it out of his on a piece of paper out of his mouth.
Are you kidding me?
It was outrageous. But he's got a lot of tricks up his sleeve, if you will.
So far, the best one is he made Glenn Taylor disappear. Sports joke. Sports joke. We need like a sounder that's like, power trips, sports joke.
You're going to stand up for that?
Yeah, he liked that one.
Wow.
Josh liked that one.
I wasn't
That's
really
clever.
listening because it wasn't about me, but that landed. That was
If you
good.
Google Mark Lowry, so it's M-A-R-C, and then Lowry is L-O-R-E, magic tricks, there are articles written about it. It's sort of the first way he introduced himself to like John Krasinski and Dane Moore and
The guy from The
these-
Office?
the beat writers who were around in training camp, and nobody knew who Mark Lowry was, and we're just meeting him for the first time, trying to get to know him, because obviously everybody's familiar with Alex Rodriguez.
Avi.
Except for Ant.
Except for Ant.
Ant had never heard of him. Hey, so Glenn Taylor obviously out because Mark Lowry kicked his ass to the curb.
Congrats.
Are we a little bit nervous that Red Panda's out and that the halftime show
way.
is just going to be Mark
No way.
Lowry
She's a
doing
big star
sleight
now.
of hand?
No way.
Can't.
She's a big star now. No way.
Like no more Naughty by Nature
Yeah,
or
what
Belle
do we-
Biv DeVoe
Yeah.
or Vanilla Ice.
Yeah.
It's just
No
going to be
way.
Mark Lowry going, is this your card?
You can't turn over the entire apple seed.
Informer?
Is that right?
I know,
Yeah, Johnny.
The halftime show on Sunday for the finale freaked me out.
What was it?
It
Yeah,
was
it was snake juggling.
It was a man and woman
Pee-wee
like
Herman.
acrobat team, and the guy was standing on the court with this massive pole, like a metal
Ta-da!
on his forehead.
Yeah. It's
Oh,
Zach,
man.
dreams come true.
Yeah, Zacco, your unicorn. Don't you have one of those in your drawer here, Hawk?
I do actually. It's the Chindo. That's crazy,
And
really.
it went 25 feet in the air, and the woman shimmied up the pole coming out of his forehead.
Yeah.
like a narwhal
And
human.
at the top was like a bar,
Whoa.
not a drinking bar. But
Oh.
she did,
What do you have?
a handstand, and then she came around, flipped around, and there was no net, there was no mat. They were standing on the
Your
hardwood
husband wasn't
floor.
there?
Marnie,
No,
were you
Matt.
doing mushrooms?
Yeah,
That
are you
sounds,
high?
what you're
Sound
saying
real.
sounds impossible. I need to
That's
see
what I'm
this.
saying. It actually I couldn't really watch
See,
it.
that's what I'm
It
saying.
made me nervous.
Right, that's what I'm talking about. I saw Evel Knievel's son, Robbie Knievel, do a jump at Indianapolis's Hoosier Dome when I was like 13 years old. He jumped over a bunch of buses, and I could not watch. I was so freaked out. That's what I mean. Things like that
Yeah.
make me turn away, even when other people are doing them. All right, so this was when?
It
Saturday
was
night?
awesome and super impressive. Don't get me wrong.
Saturday night,
Sunday, right?
Sunday.
Against the Jazz? Yes?
Yes, it was
Lawrence?
Sunday afternoon
Sunday,
against the Jazz.
Wolves.
I don't know how it.
halftime
I could text someone.
show. Okay, that's not how you spell that. Stupid.
I'm going to do
spell.
NBA halftime show guy with a pole.
Narwhal man. Is
Yeah,
that what he
I
calls
Type
himself?
that in.
You
I
really
wouldn't type that
should.
in, Marnie. I wouldn't type
Yeah,
that in.
tie down.
Don't,
Who's
don't
is
type in man with pole.
it? It'll say, welcome back, Zach.
Oh, it was. It's this one.
Oh, boy.
So this is a Milwaukee Bucks. Okay, it's a guy and a girl dressed the same. You know, perch pole is what they're calling it. PERCH.
That's a terrible
I don't
name.
like fish.
We got to work on that.
Yeah. Didn't he stop doing sports?
Perch at play?
Okay. This guy.
Thanks, Echo.
Oh, wow. We got 2 standing ovations in one segment. That is crazy.
Both for sports jokes, technically.
Me?
Whoa.
Mars?
Wow.
Zacho, you gotta place this on.
I'm working on it.
Thank you. Oh my God, that's really high.
Greasy.
That's way more impressive than Blue Origin.
That's not what you called it this morning.
Well, see, now I want Mark Lowry on the Power Trip Morning Show just to do card tricks. I don't even care about hey, you're
fun.
a billionaire and you own the Timberwolves or whatever. It's just show me cool sleight of hand tricks.
Hey, did anybody hear the guy who wrote the book about Ant on the Umbrero yesterday?
Yeah, Chris Hine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's a good interview.
Oh, he
right?
wrote the book. Yeah. He literally wrote the book.
Yeah, he's the best, man.
I liked when he was talking about the relationship between Ant and Finch and how they they yell at each other a lot. I didn't know I didn't know the relationship was like that. But they always come back together.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
They have the ability to be able to do that and then come back together.
Look at that.
This is an older one, though, because this pole is on the guy's shoulder. And I'm not kidding you. It was on his forehead on Sunday. But look how high up she is.
How do you know you're good at that?
That's a great point.
That out?
Yeah.
Yeah, she doesn't have anything at the top of the pole. So
good question.
We had a different one. I'll hold it up.
That's
here,
pretty
Zach.
neat.
Good
if you wonder what we're watching, it's on KFAN.com/watch right now.
See, no.
You got it.
What if you just have Red Panda, though, circling this act?
Yeah.
Because she can just ride her unicycle around it and do both at the same time.
Or she could kick the bull up to the woman at the top of the pole.
Love it. See, now we're thinking.
Wow.
Now we're thinking.
That's really crazy. That's the kind of thing I'd rather see at the Super Bowl halftime show.
Yeah.
Like death-defying acts.
That'd be great.
That's what they used to do, right? Stuff like that. Yeah.
I'm sick of the music acts. You can't hear them. They don't do a good job. People get pissed off. I want somebody doing real magic where somebody might pass away.
Yeah, let's have David Blaine essentially put his life on the line next halftime.
Yes.
Wasn't the halftime show at the Metrodome the last non-musical one?
Yeah, I think it was like a Winter Wonderland.
Ours was so bad. They completely rethought it.
Well, and In Living Color, I believe, had their own halftime
show?
Yeah, they had their own halftime bit, and millions of people tuned in to watch the In Living Color special halftime episode. And I'm not joking. I think the next year the NFL had Michael Jackson at the halftime. Oh, yeah. They weren't bleeping around with that. It was In Living Color that brought us these halftime shows.
There you go. What do you that, Marnes?
Oh, yeah, Marnes.
Cool. Yeah, take that, Marnes.
Yeah.
Well,
way to
don't like In Living Color, Marnes?
Well, Marnes.
No, I do. I'm Googling perch pole.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I just don't like seafood.
Genius. Very funny.
Oh, thank you. No standing ovation, though?
No, that was brilliant,
okay.
though. He thought it was
I'll take
hilarious.
it. It's okay. You know what? I understand. I'll keep trying.
All right, that was Fan 5. That was Wolves halftime related.
Yeah.
I did not know that Mark Lowry was an amateur, I almost said musician like that one lady, a magician.
Yeah. You know what? He'd be a great guest on the show.
I'd love it.
He's welcome.
And then in the 8 o'clock hour, he could...
Yeah, I have a lot of questions, but I want to see some tricks.
Blow your mind.
Yep. Headlines next. More of the Power Trip Morning Show after this on The Fan.
Show us your purple preset for a chance to win Vikings draft party tickets. Set KFAN as a preset on the iHeartRadio app. Screenshot it and then post it with hashtag KFAN purple preset to your social media. Make sure to follow and tag KFAN. Winners will be DM'd daily. With the full rules at KFAN.com, keyword contests. And also go see Sauce at the Auto Show on Saturday with Nordo.
Do that.
Yeah, that'll be great too.
Yeah, he'll buy you a car.
What?
Yeah, Hogs Daddy will.
Will you really?
No, I won't be
will
there.
not.
It'll
But
be you.
yeah,
I will. You will not.
I'll say hi. It'll be fun.
Whew. Maxo and I just freaked each other out over here.
Yeah, we did. We're way too similar.
We are way too similar, man.
I literally, my heart is pounding.
I know.
Right
What'd you do?
I don't want to ruin anybody's day, but we were talking about the concept of death, and how sometimes we get thinking about it too much, and especially at night, you get thinking about it too much, and you scare yourself.
Yeah.
The concept of truly the idea that You might not wake up.
Just the nothingness.
And
It just freaks me out so much.
The ultimate terror. The ultimate terror. Every one of us will have to face someday. Right? Sorry.
This is what you talked about.
I have no idea how we started talking
about filthy things.
Yeah, this is not.
And that's why.
Usual
to distract
fare.
ourselves from death.
Right. See, that's why we are the way we are.
Anyway. Oof.
My chest hurts.
Yeah, I know.
Uh-oh.
Oh no!
No, Zach!
Oh no!
Tommy fell.
Okay, changing the subject completely. Seth Rogen birthday today.
Oh,
Seth Rogen, one of our best. I love him. And if you're not watching the studio, you should be.
it's so
good.
freaking good.
How do you think Seth Rogen is today?
44.
Very close. 43. 43.
Wow.
What a lot he's done with his life.
Yeah, he rarely ever misses, man. And he's also a great producer now because he brought us. He's the guy that got us The Boys too.
That's right.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I
Great
think he
show.
funded it. I think he was the main one that funded it.
I'm, again, listening to Judd Apatow because I'm obsessed with him. He was talking about being on the set of what's the one with the guy who gets the fake ID?
Superbad.
Thank you. Set of Superbad. And Jonah Hill was just a writer. And they needed somebody to play the other high schooler, the character he ended up playing. And there was nobody else that could do it the way he could. So they cast him to do it, even though he was in his 20s. And they said, you shave, you can probably pass as a high schooler. And he did. It's interesting.
That is a wonderful film.
It's
so
movie.
funny.
It's so good. And Emma Stone, her first film.
Wow,
How great.
First movie.
Man.
That was our introduction to a lot of different actors.
Oh, I mean, that movie is so good.
Yeah.
Bill Hader's in it.
Bill Hader.
Yeah,
that's
Bill
what I was gonna
Hader,
say,
the
yeah.
cop. Yeah.
What was McLovin in?
That was it.
Superbad?
That was Superbad.
Okay.
Superbad, yeah. Michael Cera's in that movie.
Some of the cursing they do at each other is just
so good.
so good.
Couldn't you have chosen a more normal name? McLovin?
Oh, so
That's
good.
what you landed on?
So good. And the crazy guy who's robbing the liquor store.
The whole bit. Yeah.
The whole bit. So good.
Where Michael Cera sings, that's a great bit too. That movie's wonderful.
So good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now it's time for headlines.
Brought to you by my friends at
Great
Wolf
film.
River Electric and wolfriverelectric.com. Go solar in 2025. Get some
Bill Zimper.
solar.
Oh, hey, Bill.
Bill, you need solar panels, Bill.
He really does. His electric bill's ridiculous.
You should
Yeah.
see. Mine's dropping every month, man.
Yeah.
I want some.
God,
Let's
good
go.
for you.
Rosie,
Pretty
what do
cool.
you use?
I like the Alaskan pipeline.
See,
It's a completely different thing. Rosie.
and there was a time where Rosie thought he was the number one environmentalist on the fan, and now
Man.
I am. So
That-
take that, Rosie.
This is such a rehash bit, but when you you had me come up with that list of team names.
For North Dakota, right? When they were changing the name.
Yes, that could not have worked out. He walked
Walked
right
right into it.
One of the few bits we've ever done that was actually as good as we hoped it would.
Yes,
Yep.
he
And you
walked
guys
right
did.
into
I
it.
shouldn't say we. You guys.
None
did.
of us were talking. He just said, "I like the Alaskan pipeline."
He literally bought that was one of the
Yes.
names that it
Yes.
might be.
You can hear it in his voice
love
how
you,
excited
Rosie.
he
That's
is.
great.
Will you play it one more time?
Sure.
You can hear the excitement in his voice.
I like the Alaskan pipeline.
Yeah, it
Which
was
one do you
like,
like, Rosie?
it was like
Which one?
angry dragons.
Yeah.
It was all
Yeah.
Everything filthy.
Urban Dictionary
Yes.
filth names, and he walked right in and because we were like, Rosie, which one do you like? Oh my God, those were the good old days.
Oh,
Oh, the best. Hey, Corey,
Yes, sir.
do you have that USPS informed delivery where you know what mail you get? You get an email telling you what mail you're getting.
No.
It's the worst. Because when I'm expecting something and I don't get it, it ruins my day. That walk to the mailbox to see what you got in the mail and it might be in there, the thing you're waiting for, is so much fun.
It's the
I'm
best.
getting rid of this. Pisses me off.
you have that.
You don't have that?
I didn't know that was a thing.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
I've never heard
Go
of
to
that.
USPS.com and it'll tell you what's coming in the mail that day.
Wow.
It actually takes pictures of your mail as it's being sent to you.
Yeah, but I don't need that unless it's something I'm expecting, which is
Yeah.
always just like Amazon tracking or
I'm
something,
waiting on
right?
a check right now. And so every time I look and it's not there, I'm like, you sons of bitch.
That's actually really cool.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. I get so much junk mail.
Yeah, same.
Anyway, sign up for it, USPS.com. There you go.
Nah.
A woman in Spain
Okay.
reportedly faked muteness for 16 years to collect a disability pension.
Wow. I mean,
16 16 years.
Like turning into a mutant?
Yeah, what's mutinous?
Shouldn't talk.
Oh, mute.
Oh.
I agree. I thought you said mutin, like a mutation.
Mutinous.
Like she pretended she was like
That's the correct way to say it.
Storm?
Yeah, Storm. Creature from
Wolverine.
the lagoon or whatever. Yeah, Wolverine.
Mutinous
Not
is at the
talking.
caboose this weekend, by the way.
Sauce, this worked, though. 16 years, and she got disability. She made a ton of money.
Wow.
I wonder what she said that was the
interested?
slip up.
You want me to stop talking? You know what? I'll stop talking.
It sounds like you're saying I stopped talking.
I don't know what I say. I can't speak well.
I stopped.
That's right.
Did they fire him for that? They couldn't, right?
Not
If I
if you
just
really
showed
will.
up and literally didn't talk for 3.5 hours,
That's a good question. When your job is to talk, if you walk in tomorrow and write down, I am now a mute, I cannot talk, I'm pretty sure they're going to have to let you go. Because it's not like you can start selling.
Before or after the party?
Oh, God, I have a great.
What party?
say it, Hawk. It'll be
No,
funny.
not going to do
It's
it.
Tuesday. Go for it.
Not gonna do it.
This is the day.
I know I'm
Say
not going
it.
to do it. I'm
No.
mean, and I don't like being mean. I hate being mean. I got to
Is
stop
it
being
being
mean.
mean to me?
No.
Oh, yeah, I don't care if you're mean to me because I know you don't mean it.
No, I wouldn't care about being mean.
Oh, it's over.
Yeah, we've made a lot of money doing that.
Yeah, which is fun.
A woman is going viral for dyeing Easter eggs in her toilet, and she claims it's the best way to do it.
That makes sense.
God,
Actually, not the worst idea.
Yeah.
you know who loves those Easter eggs?
Who?
Hawk's dad.
Yeah, you
Why
need
would you
to.
like those?
He wants to bob for those Easter
Why
eggs.
would you do that? Why would you do that?
Just, sir, they've been gone for 2 hours. Get your head out of the toilet. No, just swirling himself.
I think they're still down there. Let me take another
Yeah,
look.
correct. Obviously, you're not a golfer.
Have you guys
So
seen
good.
the egg decorating? It's not dyeing, it's egg decorating called egg mazing. And it spins the
Yeah.
egg
Oh, yeah.
around.
Yeah.
That is hands down and by far the single best egg decorating I've ever seen and used. And it's actually fun as an adult. You just take a marker and then you hold it on the egg and the egg spins and you just kind of move it back and forth and it makes these unbelievable designs. Then you take a different marker. Yeah, Google it.
No,
like
no,
the pottery
I've
thing?
seen it. I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
It's like when pottery, like when they spin it and they can shape it.
Sure,
So you're
although
drawing
it doesn't
on it?
change the shape.
Well, I
Yes.
would hope not.
Depending on how fast you move the marker back and forth over the egg,
Amen.
you can change all
Hawk.
kinds of designs. I'm just telling you. And then I recommend buying, an additional pack of markers.
Thank you.
It's fun
It's
Egg.
for the entire
None of us are
family.
disagreeing.
Well, I found it at Shields.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh.
And you can also buy it on Amazon.
That's pretty cool. I like Shield.
I'm surprised this doesn't happen a little more often, but a woman in Pennsylvania has been accused of making hundreds of reservations at a hotel and then canceling them. She was even warned to knock it off, but she continued to do it. I'm surprised rival hotels don't do that from time to time. If it's like a convention in town
Yeah,
or
right.
something, you just
Yeah.
book a bunch of rooms because the cancellation is free. You get all your money back. And then your hotel fills up. And then you just cancel the other rooms. But you know what I'm saying? You could basically take the rooms off the market.
Yeah.
Especially if there's maybe a smaller town, only a couple of hotels. You just load up on a bunch of reservations. So you fill it up. Surprised that doesn't happen more often.
Yeah.
I don't know why this lady was doing it, but she was making hundreds of reservations and then canceling
Just
them.
in case
Which is
you
weird.
had a quick need to get it on.
Yeah.
Yeah, she needs hundreds of rooms.
You always have to have a place.
Maybe
You have
she's
to have a
looking to
place.
plow.
Okay, now that's a little aggressive.
man.
That's a little
You-
aggressive.
Could you please be a mute for the next 16 years?
Please.
You know, you'd think being a
Or
father
minutes.
would.
Just 16 minutes would be a real
That'd be
improvement.
plenty. That would almost get us to the end of the
All
show.
right, I won't say anything for the rest of the show.
That's right.
Anybody want to bet?
No. Nope, not going to do it. Corey, can I say another thing?
Absolutely.
Did you guys know that there was a baseball museum in St. Cloud? A Minnesota baseball museum?
Yes.
Kind of.
But in
At the convention center.
Yeah, the
Convention center,
I was
yeah.
at an event a couple months ago at the convention center, and it was like, isn't it like high school baseball or something?
It's
like
town ball, too.
town ball, yeah.
And some MLB players.
But I was looking for names that I knew because there's like the giant wall of baseballs, and I was
Exactly.
like, I got to know somebody up here.
Here's something.
Looking for Parrish or something.
You guys are
For
all
his
from
dad.
here. Marnes, you're kind of from here, being from North Dakota. I don't know if it's like this. Do you guys know how much bigger, quote unquote, town ball is/was in Minnesota than anywhere else I've ever been?
It's insane.
I had no idea how real that was until I moved here. And then looking at that Baseball Hall of Fame last night while I was walking around the convention center before my show, it used to be an even bigger deal. But there are some great baseball fields. Like there's one in Loretto that's just like a beautiful little baseball field up there and stuff like that. That's pretty cool. I like the idea of town ball.
Gaylord and some of these towns that
They have like extravagant.
don't have much. They got
Stadium.
great baseball fields.
Oh, yeah.
I'd never
Delano.
heard of town ball until I lived here.
Yeah,
Right next to that convention center, the baseball thing you're talking about,
Yeah.
there's like this other museum for porta potties and toilets and like just some of the grossest things you've ever seen. It's just a museum of porta johns.
I've seen it. I don't know if anybody's ever been in there. Do you think anybody we know has ever been
I'm trying
there?
to think of the kind of person
Who
that would
would go
buy
to
a
something like
ticket,
that, I wonder?
get an admission to a porta potty museum.
How grody. Man, he's really sticking
he's
to his game.
dedicated.
I can't believe it. You're really
Oh,
sticking.
he's starting to sweat.
You know, last time I was up there,
First time you
Cora,
sweat in a long time.
there was this this older gal, like probably in her 50s, blonde.
Yeah.
Yeah. She was
Hooking?
Yeah, she was,
Yeah.
she had glasses on. She was kind of mean, yeah. And she was there.
Wonder what she was doing.
I wonder if anybody would. God, you're really something over there. You've all grown up.
This is monk-like.
Yeah, he really is.
So Benson Boone's kind of having a moment, right? Benson Boone's a big deal. Paul, your hands up. You just point at Zach. Okay.
That doesn't count, does it? It doesn't count.
So Coachella's going on, right? And Benson Boone's on stage. Gigantic crowd because it's Coachella. And I think he takes a gigantic risk. I don't care how good of a singer you are. To sing Bohemian Rhapsody in front of a giant crowd.
I couldn't completely.
It is.
Yes.
There's so much downside to that that if it goes bad, it's like, dude, you just swung for the fences and struck out. It's hard.
Yep.
But I'll give him credit. I thought he sounded great. I don't know if you guys heard it, but it sounded awesome.
I'm going to guess he knew he was good at it.
Probably,
You know what I mean?
right? Because,
Yeah.
again, otherwise,
don't take that
gigantic
chance.
gamble.
No way.
But you go Freddie Mercury on it, and then about halfway through the song, middle of the stage, up comes Brian May to play guitar.
Oh my God! Really? I didn't see that.
Pretty cool. And then he just shreds.
Oh, that's awesome.
Benson Boone made a TikTok calling out the Coachella crowd for not giving Brian May more love. My guess is 80% of the crowd's like, who is this white-haired
No
freak
idea. Yep.
playing guitar?
Yep.
And even when he was like, Brian May!
Yep.
Brian May what? Brian May play guitar for the next 2 minutes? Yeah. They must have had no idea who Brian May was.
Completely right. Yeah, no
So
chance.
he was kind of bummed that was supposed to be this big moment at Coachella that Brian May of Queen
So for-
plays Bohemian Rhapsody.
Oh, okay. I was just going to say, for those of us who don't know who Brian May is.
You and most of Coachella's crowd apparently did not know.
Yeah, Benson Boone just called you out.
Yep.
He's
Anyway.
the guitarist for Queen. Like
Brian May is, yes.
original
Yes.
as they.
The only
You've
one
seen
ever.
him.
Yes.
The only one ever.
See with the curly hair?
That's correct.
Yeah, like exactly. White, long, curly hair. Super long hair. Yep.
Does anyone know the guitarist for Dave Matthews?
I believe that would. I don't
Is
know.
it Bob or
Bob
Sha-
Matthews.
Shane-
Bob,
Shane Matthews?
George.
Bob, Emma Thompson.
Sweating, you know.
Gotta get. He hasn't sweat for a long time.
Anybody
It's
ever
okay.
heard of the rap
Shake
group
it.
The Hot Boys and would know any of their
I don't think so.
members
I don't think so.
or what kind of rims they were riding on back in the day?
It'd be good if we knew.
Oh man.
So the Vikings pick 18th a week from Thursday. My sources say kickers probably where they're going.
Yeah.
18th overall, round one. Yeah.
Kickers are A+.
Yep, A plus, and they wail and all that jazz.
Anyway,
Oh, you lost a
I don't
long
know why I
time.
was quiet.
It was great.
Thanks. Anyway,
ratings
back
went
to
way
it.
up.
Hawk's dad would love a lady who hooked at a porta potty museum. He would have a lifetime membership And it's Dave Matthews is the guitarist for the Dave Matthews Band. That's not how he talks.
That's how he sings, though. Yeah,
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. Yes, correct. Which I love. And the Vikings.
And the Hot Boy band's Riding on Rims?
Yeah, 22 lats on dubs.
Yes. You're back.
And 20-inch Lorenzos.
Back, baby.
All right, let's debate this. This seems insane.
Okay.
In a new study, researchers analyzed how thousands of people spent their time across more than 100 activities, and they tried to figure out if there was a mathematical formula for a, quote, truly joyful day, essentially the perfect day. This seems insane. Here we go. Best day ever, according to this actual scientific study, 6 hours spent with your family, 2 hours with your friends, an additional hour and a half just socializing, maybe meeting new people or hanging out with neighbors or something, who knows. 1 hour of eating and drinking.
Meat sauce.
That ain't enough.
Less than 6 hours of work. Meat sauce.
All of us.
Indulging for only 1 hour of screen time, no more than an hour.
Oof.
This is so me. No more than a 15-minute commute. Oh man, that's the luckiest part of our job is not having to deal with traffic.
Correct.
And working with Marty.
Yeah.
And 2 hours. 2 hours of exercise.
What?
Whoa.
Yeah, 6 hours of family, 2 hours of friends, hour and a half of socializing, hour of eating and drinking, less than 6 hours of work, 1 hour or less of screen time, 15 minutes or less of a commute, and 2 hours of exercise is the, quote, perfect day.
Darling, have you eaten? You look haggard.
And 3.5 hours of listening to the Power Trip Morning Show on KFAN.
Well said, Zach.
That's a perfect day to me.
Oh.
And 2.5 hours of listening to the Chris Hockey Band.
They also said this, which is just not super practical in 2025, but they said it's about choosing presence over productivity and connection over convenience.
I doubt it.
So basically be in the moment and spend time with people as opposed to just working your butt off and staring at a computer screen all day or a phone.
Yeah.
Easier said than done. I know all of us wish we could do that, but it's hard. It's really hard.
Yeah.
Did any of you have kids that watched SpongeBob, and are you familiar with his legendary song, Best Day Ever?
Sure.
Yeah.
Of course.
How does it go?
He describes to Gary
Hi, Gary.
The snail.
The guy from
Exact-
Indiana?
what his perfect day would entail. That would be to do his job at the Krusty Krab.
Bam.
Practice.
Hawk's dad worked there.
Oh, okay. All right.
He sounded just like you.
Hawk had crusty crabs. Right, Hawk?
They weren't crusty.
Practice karate with Sandy.
Hawk's been with a Krabby Patty.
Oh, yeah, he has. He'd love to be with one.
And she was not very happy.
Go jellyfishing with Patrick using his new high-tech net. And at the end of the day, attend Squidward's big clarinet recital.
Oh.
That's SpongeBob's
That's a pretty
best day.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Sauce, what's your best day ever? Let's go. Break it down. Let's say, how long do you normally sleep? 8 hours or less?
I probably sleep less.
So 6?
Yeah.
All right, so you have 18 hours. Perfect day. Go.
Okay. It would be to show up here and do 3.5 hours with you guys. Then I would go play golf. Then I would take a nap. Then I'd go have something to eat, and then I'd go back to bed.
So you didn't spend any time with your
Wow.
wife or your son.
Wow, you have your
No, I would.
kid, right?
I would spend 12 hours with my son.
Nice
after I got home.
backtracking.
Beep.
Of course.
What about there is no Louis, only Steve?
I would spend all the time with Kelly and no Louis, only Steve.
Hi, Meat.
Hey, babe. Louis is the best.
Yes.
I look forward to going home and seeing him every day.
After you
What are we
golf and
doing?
nap.
Yeah, no.
And
If
wake
you
up.
work a full shift, golf, and nap.
Yeah. What are we doing?
Now, what are we
Don't know.
doing? Zachary, one of your favorite things is going to Disney.
Oh.
Yes.
A 38-year-old man got fully naked at Disneyland on Saturday night and then ran through the streets right outside of Tiana's place.
Hi, I'm Robert Osborne.
Oh, Robert!
It's in the section of the park called New Orleans Square that's supposed to look like the French Quarter in New Orleans. So there were.
That's our stroking, guys.
So as this story says, a bunch of parents and kids got the full Bourbon Street experience.
Yeah.
That's amazing,
There he
man.
goes.
Pay that much money to go in there to do that. Ugh.
Yeah, sorry about that.
It's okay, man.
Did you get the beads at least?
Well,
They were hanging out and it looked like he had a tail. That's pretty gross. I grossed myself.
Yeah, that was pretty
Oh, sorry.
Sauce, do a Disney joke about a naked guy running through the streets of Disneyland.
There was a naked man running through the streets of Disneyland,
here we go. Keep going.
wondering. Oh, hold on.
Can I throw one?
There was a naked man running through the streets of Disneyland, and everybody was grossed out and just rode Splash Mountain.
I got one.
Wow.
Ready?
Yep.
There was a man and his wife and their kids sitting there, and the man ran by completely naked. And the woman looked at her kids and said, "It's a small world after
See,
all."
now that's how you do it.
That's brilliant.
Good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, but now you get the
I
gist
got
of it.
standing ovation.
Wow. Another one.
Now you get the gist of it. Now you can do it. Here with another
I
attempt
can hang out today. Yeah.
is the fans Paul Meat Sauce Lambert.
There was a man. He was at Disneyland, and he said, "You know what? It's too hot here, so I'm going to strip naked." And there was a group of people standing there, and they looked over and they go, "Are those the teacups?" No, those are his nipples.
You suck.
I've never been. I don't know what rides
You
there.
know Disney references, though.
Oh,
Oh my God.
okay,
He's
fine.
An idiot.
I'll try again.
Do you?
There's a man running naked
There you go.
Disneyland. And he says, "Is that Turner and Hooch?"
Damn.
Is that no?
Turner and Hooch?
No, what's the dog?
Lilo and Stitch?
No,
That's a Tom Hanks movie. And he's a
what's
cop.
the movie with the Lady and the Tramp?
Turner
There
and
goes the tramp.
There goes the tramp.
You got there.
Yeah.
Kind of.
I'm fixing to dance.
There goes Rose.
Mark Rosen.
Oh, hey, Rose, what are you up to?
Running through the streets of Disneyland.
Pink socks.
Rose?
Gross.
That was another one of the teams, wasn't it?
I think so, yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
A pet tortoise that went missing in a tornado is now back home safe and sound. He disappeared during a storm in Mississippi on March 15th, and his owners didn't know where the tortoise went, but a neighbor finally found him more than 2 weeks later, and it'll be okay. Or it's a different turtle.
It could be.
Yeah.
Come
Yeah,
on.
it's probably a different
How the
turtle.
hell would you know
Come
the
on.
difference?
Yeah, how would you know?
It's just another turtle. What are the chances a turtle survived a tornado?
Probably pretty good, but I mean,
I mean,
If it
again,
got
finding
chucked.
the same one.
Yeah, it's got the shell thing.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
don't
but you
know.
duck and
Probably
cover.
not.
His
not
three brothers
high.
helped him out.
Yeah.
Leonardo and Michelangelo, they were like, "Hey, come over."
Franklin.
It is Da Vinci's birthday today, by the way. Do you guys have any concept of when he was alive?
Wasn't it like
1500?
1400s maybe?
Before the pyramids?
14 or 15. 14 something.
Marnie, any idea? No. Yeah, I know. It's one of those things.
Yeah, I don't know.
1750?
I only know because I watched the documentary. 1452. He was born in
1452.
1452 and died in 1519. Again, I will say it. It doesn't sound like it. You will be fascinated if you watch that Ken Burns documentary on Leonardo da Vinci. It's the most. He's one of the most amazing humans that ever lived, and he lived 500 years ago.
Yeah.
Incredible.
It's insane how well versed he was in so many different things.
Incredible.
We just referenced this a week or so ago, but I'll say it again. It is crazy that for a generation that grew up on the Ninja Turtles, I never spent 2 minutes looking into what Donatello or Raphael did. It's like, I know what Michelangelo's famous for. I know what Leonardo da Vinci's famous for. What do the other two turtles do?
Donatello's got a pizza shop.
Right. I never looked into it. Never was like, I should at least know one thing they did. Were they sculptors? Were they painters? What did they do? Didn't care, never looked it up.
I haven't either.
I think Raphael was a sculptor.
Maybe.
Yeah. I were a sculptor.
Some kind of an artist. Who knows?
Right.
Never looked it up.
Then again, no.
Was Splinter an artist?
Yeah, he didn't do the
Shredder.
I don't think so, but you never know. Man. Who knows?
I don't know. It's a good point. I never thought about it either. Okay.
If only there was a website where we could
Easily
up
look
their
it up,
accomplishments.
I don't have time to do that.
You're busy?
Yeah, I got things going on.
Oh.
Yeah. Marnes?
Yep.
Tell me about what you have coming up on television soon.
I got nothing
You
this week.
You got nothing?
It's so weird to go 1,000 miles an hour, which we typically do throughout the Timberwolves season, and then the playoffs don't start for a week, and Game 1 is on ABC.
Yeah.
So we can't work Game 1. We can't work any of the nationally televised games. For the broadcast perspective, the Lakers was the worst draw we could have had because national television, exclusive television, will take as many.
So when are
games
you
as
slated
possible.
to broadcast?
Game
then?
2.
Game 2?
Which hasn't been released yet. I'm assuming Tuesday. But we cannot broadcast past the first round. We never have been able to. And I think this is the last year that we can even broadcast the first round. After this year, it's going to be exclusively national television. So it's a little slow for me between now and Lynx.
How long does it take you to get used to that? It takes me a while.
I don't like it.
I know, I don't either.
I don't like it.
I don't either.
I don't like being as
spend too
busy
much
as I
money.
was, but I like a middle ground.
Well, now you have an opportunity to craft your perfect day. It just doesn't include broadcasting.
Yep.
So far, you have spent 2 hours with us.
Yeah.
Now what?
I'm going to go golf.
To take a nap.
Then I'm going to nap.
Run naked at Disneyland.
Then go to my teacups.
Whoa.
You wish.
Yo. Wow. That's impressive.
You didn't know they went to tea.
I had no idea. What a world.
It is not a small world.
Well, it's not a back probably that is it?
It would be the Hunchback of Notre Dame. All right, 9 to noon is next. We're back 5:30 to 9 tomorrow. Bonus Creasel tomorrow, right? Creasel's in because he can't make it in on Friday, so that'll be kind of cool. Change it up a little bit. See you tomorrow, 5:30 to 9.
Everybody have a wonderful day.
You too, Abadaba. I love you. I'll see you soon, baby.